10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Football time kickoff already. Here we go. All right, back with more fantasy football. Because, you know, when you're watching football, a lot of people don't really even care about the team so much. They want to know about their fantasy football team more than the actual team they're watching. Jeff Corucinni, our fantasy football expert, is back with us. Thanks for being here. Week 8.
Week 8.
Can you believe it?
That's right. And now we're going to start talking about running backs that can help you win in the playoffs. And the playoffs are week 14 through 16 in the NFL.
How does that work? Oh, okay. For the fantasy football, 14 and 16 are playoffs.
Those are the playoff weeks. So what you're doing now is you want to focus on winning now and preparing yourself to get some good running backs for those weeks that are going to help you win. So we're going to talk about, we've got a bunch of them to talk about this week. And we're going to start off with Green Bay.
All right,
Green Bay Packers. They've been doing like a running back by committee. There's 3 guys playing running back for Green Bay. Deshaun Wynn. They've got Brandon Jackson and Vernon Mornsey. And keep an eye on these guys because the teams that they're facing in weeks 14 through 16 are not that good against the run. So these are running backs to target that you may want to pick up.
What if you pick up, since they have so many running backs, if you pick one up, though, are you...
That's why you got to watch it. That's why you got to see who's going to get the start. This week, the coach said it's Deshaun Wynn. You got to pay attention to that.
Right.
Another team is the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, they have been struggling this year. Everybody knows that, but they've got some good matchups, 14 through 16. And Rudy Johnson is one of their running backs to target. He's had some hamstring injuries. He's one of these guys, Brian, that it's kind of like a buy low. You can pick him up for good value. Once he gets through the injury, he's going to probably be a solid play weeks 14 through 16.
And a lot of what you're saying, and you've always said, it's the matchups, not necessarily, you know, you may not think he's the best running back in the world, but he's facing a team he might do some damage against.
Now that we have 7 weeks of data, that's how we came to some of these matchups. You start looking at who's good against the run and who's not.
Buffalo Bills?
Buffalo Bills. We got Marshawn Lynch, solid running back. They've got a favorable schedule, weeks 14 through 16. He's a rookie. The only challenge there is he may hit a wall. A lot of rookie running backs come into the NFL. They're not used to that, but we think that he's a real good play to think about picking up. And then the final team is the Houston Texans. And they've got 2 running backs, Ron Dane and Amon Green, both veterans. Again, we don't know who's going to end up really being the solid starter. It looks like Amon Green, but Ron Dane is a great pickup weeks 14 through 16 as well.
Well, these running backs, you can't keep up with the names of the new people anymore. You know? Well, you can, but it's hard for me to. We're going to talk about the Cards.
Oh,
the
absolutely.
Defense playing pretty good.
You know, they're on a bye week, and one of the things about the Cardinals, their defense is playing lights-out ball. They are ranked in the top 10 against the rush and against the pass. As a matter of fact, against the pass, they're in the top 6. They've got favorable matchups the second half of the season. We're learning that they're playing real well. If you look at what they did against Washington, keeping them under 21 points, we think that's a solid pickup going
You think they're the real deal defense?
You bet. Absolutely.
We're going to give away something?
Yes, we are.
Right.
Again, this week we're giving away a fantasy football gift card. That's tools, games, and magazines, and we're going to give away 2 of them. So all we need is for a couple of viewers to email me, Jeff at fantasyfootballstarters.com, and they're going to win a gift card.
And you've been saying that some of the picks we've been talking about here have been turning out pretty good.
Absolutely. If people were paying attention to us about Maurice Jones-Drew and then also Plaxico Burress, we told him to kind of buy low, sell high. He was a good recommendation as well. So we're starting to get excited about the picks that we're providing
We probably talked about this a long time ago, Jeff, but just do you get a sense, have you heard how big fantasy football is? Because I hear it, you know, at parties sometimes or just out on the streets, some people just talking about the game, but they'll instantly jump into who you got. You got Tom Brady, you got, you know, this guy, that guy. Hey, do you know how big it is? Does anybody know?
Oh, there's 20 million people playing fantasy football, fantasy sports in general, and it's continuing to grow. And that's the whole thing, Brian, is it's about football IQ. This is where guys can talk trash, and women as well, and you know, go head-to-head against some of their former college alumni and friends. Good way to keep in touch.
That's true. It's a good way to keep the friends close. And I've been extremely impressed with the women callers, and they're just getting in there as much as any guy.
You bet they are, absolutely. I'm getting beat by them all the time.
You can't get beat. You're the head honcho. All right, Jeff, thanks for coming in for your tips again. We appreciate it. We'll do it again next week.
See you.